Ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, the 11th of April 2022. I just want to say thank you for everyone tuning in time and time again. I want to give something back to the community today. Give people a bit of guidance. People are suffering through the inequalities, maybe alcoholism and narcotics, got habits where they just keep spending the money, spiraling into debt. People are spiraling into debt. I've worked for the homeless shelter, I've worked for the food bank, I've seen the most deprived people for the country. And it hurts me to say a lot of these people come from a breakup in a relationship, or a broken family, or something, asking for support. Some people just want to be loved. Some people just want that tenaciously heartfelt to know there's support out there. When you're on your own, it's hard. It's hard, very, very hard. Anyway, these deprived people, no money, no basics around the house. You need basics to keep you alive. You need basics to keep you alive. Basics to keep you moving. You need energy supplies to make you put a smile on your face. Food in the cupboard. A couple of quid in your pocket to go and get your hair cut. Go downtown. See your favourite movie. Or just even eating a portion of chips puts a smile on your face sometimes. Well, let me tell you, there's help out there. You've got things like the homeless shelter. I mean, if you get that deprived and you have to get in a homeless shelter to get back on your feet, sometimes that is the only way forward to turn your life around. I've been there. I've worked in a homeless shelter. I've seen people absolutely broken for a relationship. I've helped people back on their feet, point in the right direction, hopefully back out to work. Uh, it's hard, especially hard for men if they've left their wife and children. It's very hard for men. Not putting you ladies down because I know there's few ladies out there as well that are in the same situation. But there's a lot of things to help you with debts. You can also consolidate your debts into one. There's a thing called Turn to Us or CAP, Christians Against Poverty. They'll help you. So I mean, they can help you to a certain extent, where they can help you get your energy bills, your debts, all written off. If you're a good human being, if you're a good citizen, if you take alcoholism and narcotics and you abuse your body, I don't know if they'll be thinking about looking after you. You need to look after yourself before someone can look after you. As long as you're willing and showing that you're worth your weight in gold, you'll get support. Absolutely. There's a thing called essential living fund as well. Essential living fund will help you with energy bills. Warm living discount as well. Another thing to help you with energy bills. There's food bank support as well to help you want to pay other bills off. You can go to the food bank services, use that. That's what it's there for. Use it. Don't abuse it, but use it as you need it. When I say don't abuse it, don't be going on out on the weekend spending 30, 40 quid and then relying on the food bank because that's unfair. That's unfair for the rest of the people in poverty that actually need it. Try and shape up your life better. Look after your health. Look after your well-being, and yeah, move forward. Do the best. Be the best you can be. Anyway, people that want to get involved in politics, help shape up the UK. I just want to, state I'm always reporting broken bollards, lampposts not working, manhole covers that are broken, footpaths with really bad damage to footpaths where people can have trips, slips, and falls. The most deaths are caused by slip, trips, and falls. Absolute hazard. If I've seen any hazards on footpath on the road, even I will report it. We did have no the lamppost lighting wasn't working at Freighting roundabout. I believe it's the A120 and A130 and Freighting Road. It takes you up to Manor High and car auctions. Well, the lights lamppost on that roundabout was not working. Over Christmas, there's a fatality. Someone died, hit the roundabout, and someone died. I reported it. Took me, I tell you what an absolute job it was to get through to the right team. I was told it was with the local parish council. Tried to go to the local parish, I did, and it wasn't quite what I thought it was. It wasn't straightforward as I thought it was. I was on the phone for a long time trying to find out who the correct people was that was, in charge of them lights. But we found it in the end. I don't know if the light's been done yet. Actually, I haven't been paying much attention to be quite fair. But anyway, This is partly what I do throughout the day and my radio, giving you what's going on around us, and yeah, trying to give you some guidance to help you shape up your children's future, your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter, your granddaughter, your grandson. Why don't you join like-minded conservatives? Under 26 is £5 a year. The standard membership is only £25 a year. Armed forces £15 a year. You can sign up and just pay monthly, or you can pay in one go. You can just give them your whole money up front and you can pay in one go. I pay mine monthly, that's only a couple of quid. Um, what can your membership get you? You can help conservatives win elections. All the subscription goes towards their campaigns. Choose candidates and vote in leadership elections so you can choose the people you want to represent you. Take part in our campaign group. You can join the like-minded women's organisation or the young conservatives meet like-minded people and make a difference to our country. Come to the party conference. Join our MPs, councillors and activists in the biggest event of the Conservative calendar. Get the latest from inside the party. Influence party policy. Connect with local conservatives and stand for election. You have a chance to stand for election. Members have the opportunity to stand for election as conservatives. So if you decide that you want to take part in our democracy, you can. Exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing. We've got a thing called, I don't know if any of you guys listen in, Castbox or podcast, Spotify, even YouTube come through later today, or you might be in there now. Yeah, if you want to get involved, there's a thing called the Garden Community in Essex. You can have your voice, your opinion. You know, you can add things that it might need to look at. I'll put a thing about like a David Attenborough statement. I said, from an environmentalist perspective, point of view, have they thought about population growth? Have they thought about the depletion of the greenery? Because obviously it's going to be built up around farmland. What impact would that have to the global warming, to the ozone? What impact would that have? Population growth, taking up more greenland. How many trees have been chopped down? How much farmland, agriculture land has been taken down? That's the things they need to look at. The safety factor. I mean, Great Britain is not very, very big, is it? As we know. Do they want to start taking up our farmland, or can we? Is it accountable for what they're doing? Who knows? Are they thinking about the economy rather than the safety factor of humanity? Who knows? But anyway, before we enter the UK roads, I want you to think first. Think safety. Make sure you got MOT, cars insured, tax, and your driving license. Simple things in life. People come through eyes talking simple politics, simple things done for your theory. Yeah, absolutely. But some people haven't done their theory. Joyriding, being stupid, taking their mum's keys, their dad's keys, going out for joyride, causing many innocent deaths on the UK road. I'm trying to get my point, my voice heard, my opinion heard, people sharing it, people all thinking actually he's trying to do more common good than bad. Let's get more people tuning in. Let's get his name out there. Let's support him because he's trying to support others. Anyway, check your engine or water coolant tank. Make sure it's topped up to maximum level. Make sure you and passengers on board have seatbelts on, and babies have seatbelts adjacent to the car seat. Check for further police road safety actions, road safety signs. Check for road workers. Drive vigilantly around roadworks, just in case a road worker is emerging from behind the house fencing. Check both your wing mirror and centre mirror before turning, acting into a safe, sufficient directional choice. Try not to be on your mobile phone whilst at the wheel, and drinking, especially not alcohol, or eating food, because that will take your mind off the road for a split moment, cause an accident. Anyway, in Brighton Sea today, 8:46, Slow traffic on B1025 Strode near East Mersey Road. In the construction, temporary traffic lights are affecting all traffic heading to and from Mersey Island. A120 Kent Lane, both ways at Station Road. In the construction area, temporary traffic lights for electricity works. 20 past 6 a.m. Kingston Upton Times. Congestion to delays in construction area. Delays on A308 Hampton Court Road, eastbound at A309 Hampton Court Bridge, Hampton Court. Congestion to Hampton High Street and northbound back to Thames Ditton. Narrow lanes over the bridge in the construction area. 7:35 a.m. first reported. Epsom, South West London. Hello, Kate. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you lot for tuning in. Please subscribe. Welcome, Kate, to Proclamation News and Gatherings, everyone. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Thank you, Kate, for following us as well. A243 Leatherhead Road, northbound from M25, Junction 9, Leatherhead to B280, Bushett Lane towards Chesington, 8:47 a.m. I'm from southeast, just below London. I'm in Essex, my dear. Thank you for coming in. Queuing traffic on A23 Brighton Road, both ways at Star Lane, Hooley, in the construction area. Star Lane is closed off peak. 8:48 a.m. first reported. Where are you from, Kate? Nice to see you, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. M25 traffic heavier than normal on M25 clockwise before Junction 6. A22 Godstone. Looks like a broken down car after Junction 6, now on the hard shoulder at 8:51 a.m. First reported. From Iran. Oh, lovely. What's the weather like over there, Kate? Is it nice weather? Slow traffic on B1025, the Strode near East Mersey Road in construction. Temporary traffic lights are affecting all traffic heading to and from Mersey Island. 8:46 a.m. first reported. Your understanding of English is very, very phenomenal, Kate. Well done. I'm quite proud of you for that. I'm speaking rather fast in my English accent for the average English person is probably soaking up my words pretty well. So are you. I'm very, very admired by your listening skills, especially as you're Iranian as well. Well done. Bear with me, ladies and gents. You're welcome. You're welcome, madame. No problem. No problem. No problem. Just bear with me, ladies and gents. Just bear with me. I'm still here. Still here. Just going quick. I'm staying here, but a short break. I've got to share comments on my Twitter. My Twitter is quite busy with my comments. Obviously supporting lorry drivers and anyone else that's fetching to work out in and around the south east. It seems nothing likes to talk or change. Yes, it's my show is based around UK politics. It's based around UK politics. I'm not sure if that's anything of your interest, but fortunately or unfortunately, it's my study and I enjoy it, and it's given me something to put my mind at rest. Putting your mind at rest is the most important thing in life, no matter what you do. No point being angry through life. You might as well enjoy life the best you can and not do.
News that Rishi Sunak's wife was a non-dom tax affairs based in India, where she is a citizen.
136 10 06 here.
They got to keep her Indian citizenship. She had to be a non-dom, but that was proven to be not the case. We then discovered that the Chancellor was in possession of a green card that in the United States, while he was Chancellor, and in order to have that green card, you have to anyone else, because I think the thing that sticks in my throat is we have the Chancellor and the Health Secretary both lecturing struggling taxpayers about their duty, heads of state he says, and our duty to pay higher taxes on the public services like the NHS. And we've now got the Chancellor and the Health Secretary managing the tax affairs in a way that means they will end up paying less tax in a way that most people in this country are simply unable to do. And the luxury of being able to choose how much tax you pay, where you pay that tax, when you pay that tax, is not one that is enjoyed by most people in this country, which is why I think it is one rule for them and one rule for everyone else. And some people say this is playing the man on the ball, and perhaps worse still, we're attacking his wife and family. But there are two reasons why this matters. One is that it's just an accepted part of ethics and propriety in government that ministers have to disclose not only their own financial interests, but the direct financial interests of the people around them. There's a good reason for that, especially if you're the doctor of the agenda. You're making decisions all the time about tax and spending in a way that could directly benefit you or the people around you. And so it's important those decisions are being taken for the right reasons.
No, more than likely not, okay, I would have thought. I don't know.
But also it is a question of
I don't know what your economy's like over there in Iran.
Rishi Sunak having increased 15 tax rises in just 2 years at a time when people are dealing with the worst cost of living crisis in living memory. He imposed a £20 a week credit which affected the very poorest people in our country, and a spring statement delivered the biggest cut in unemployment benefits since the 1970s and plunged 500,000 children in our country into absolute poverty. So the idea that the Chancellor, who has made families in this country around £2,600 a year worse off, has been managing his tax affairs and managing his family's tax affairs in a way that means he pays less tax in this country, I think will stick in the throats of lots of people.
I know.
And by the way, it's not just Labour people that are saying this. In fact, I think we've been quite careful actually in the way that we've posed questions and asked kind of questions. I'm really shocked by the Sunday Times this weekend, which reported Conservative advisors, so these are Conservative Party advisors, describing the Chancellor and his wife as Rishi No Tax and Akshata Murky. These are Conservative advisors who use that kind of language. So we're hearing from
Are you into politics, mate? That's very good. I like that.
leading Labour politicians either. I think the question we've got to ask ourselves is it's fair, is this right, and what do we need to do about it? Because I don't think it's enough. The Chancellor has just referred himself to the Prime Minister.
Okay, I'll ask you a few questions about Iran. What's the biggest thing that keeps the economy going in Iran? Is it something like their crops, wheat, barley, rice, or something? I'm not sure. Could you please enlighten me? I'm not sure what Iran, pretty similar to India, I should imagine. Is that true? Is that a true statement, what I just said, or am I wrong? Was it a harvest of the rice grain? I'm not sure. A bit similar to India, I should imagine. My grandfather was from Pakistan, so I was just trying to think. Trying to think outside the box. I can't think what the economy is like in Iran. What is their main? Yes, I mean, like, I'm talking about what brings in the main distribution through the Iranian country. What is it most provided worldwide? China's manufacturers, as we know. I just wonder what Iran's well known for. Not just for your own country, but what they sell, distribute to other countries. They distribute inflation. Oh dear. You make me laugh, you're funny. Anyway, thousands of barristers take action over legal aid. Save British justice. No legal aid cuts. No legal aid cuts. They're trying to cut back on legal aid. Nearly 2,500 barristers who are essential to criminal justice system in England and Wales are starting industrial action over concerns about legal aid funding. They will refuse to step in at last minute to pick up court appearances or preparatory work for colleagues whose cases are overrunning. It stems from an unresolved row with the government over funding. The government said the action would make more existing backlogs worse. The Criminal Bar Association (CBA) has accused ministers of dragging their feet over implemented a 15% rise in rates for legal aid, recommended by an independent review. The CBA said 50% was the bare minimum needed to stop the system from collapsing. Figures published last week revealed 10% of criminal barristers have quit in the past year, and that the government's measures to reduce a nationwide backlog are making slow progress. The action supported about 9% of criminal barristers will begin this morning. An independent review last year warned that courts could grind to a halt without immediate injection of 135 million into a legal aid system. This is horrific. Look out to you alienated parents. You're not going to get to see your kids because they're cutting back on legal aid. There you have it, right in your face. Not very nice, is it? An independent review last year warned that courts could grind to a halt without an immediate injection of 135 million into the legal aid system. The review launched after predictions the system could collapse, determined that ministers should find that the funding to reverse a large loss of lawyers who are vital to the process. It sure do, girl, sure do. The review launched after predictions the system collapsed, lawyers are vital to its process. The Ministry of Justice said it was increasing investment in criminal legal aid by 135 million a year, and this included an increase in fees for criminal barristers, resulting in a pay rise. I do know about news, that's what we call proclamation news and Gavin's there, Kate. No, you're fine. You can just listen in and cater what you hear if you want. Give me some constructive criticism, always welcome. Justice Minister James Cartledge. The Crown Court backlog is now falling thanks to device action and the hard work of legal professionals, and as a result of our reforms, the typical criminal barrister will earn nearly 7,000 extra per year. This is a significant pay rise, and I encourage the Criminal Bar Association to work with us rather than pursue unnecessary disruption in the courts, which will only serve to delay justice for victims. What is criminal legal aid? The legal aid system in England and Wales ensures that suspects who cannot afford lawyers are properly advised and represented from their police interview through to trial. The system is critical to keeping justice moving by saving court time and making sure defendants get a fair trial. However, the amounts paid for this work have both been frozen and then cut over the past 25 years. In an independent review, former Judge Sir Christopher Bellamy QC supported many of the concerns of lawyers and urged ministers to find a minimum of 135 million to stem an exodus of lawyers from criminal justice and to help tackle the current backlog of 59,000 cases in the court and around the Crown Court system. How much you pay per year? What for is that? What do you mean? Tax? 135 million is, my view, the minimum necessary at the first step in nursing the system of criminal legal aid back to health after years of neglect, he said. I don't see it as a sum of opening bid, but rather what is needed as soon as practicable to enable the whole criminal justice system to function effectively, to respond to forecast increased demand, and to reduce the backlog. There is, my view, no scope for further delay. Council tax, housing tax, you mean? Housing tax, you mean? Our housing tax is about mine's, because I'm a single independent man. Mine's about 150 a year. But a lot of people's about 400 £400 UK sterling. More Just Stop Oil protesters swarm Farc site after 338 arrests in 1 week, with further 26 detained. Essex police say that today's protest at Exolium storage in Grays is exceptionally dangerous due to where the protesters have located themselves. A group of more than 20 Just Stop Oil protesters descended on Thurrock this morning. Essex police have confirmed this comes after 338 protesters have been arrested in 1 week amid protests at Exolium storage in Grays. Demonstrations have caused disruption on roads across the southeast and led to petrol stations running out of fuel nationwide. Protests have involved some people gluing their hands and feet to the road or locking themselves to tanker lorries. Protesters have been campaigning against the use of oil in various locations in Thurrock. In recent weeks, the climate group Just to Stop the Oil has staged a number of protests at the Premier League football matches, including one where a protester tied himself to a goalpost. Police say they are in the process of making a further 26 arrests and would bring a total of up to 364 since the protest began on April the 8th. Assistant Chief Constable Glenn Pavilion said, "We cannot stand while criminal acts are being committed and the lives are being put at risk in the name of the protest." 2 seconds there, Kate. In our way, tax is not something we should be worried about, but instead we are welcome to lots of worries. Yeah, there's lots of worries. We've got energy bills. That's probably gone up. It's gone up everywhere. I think everyone's in the same sort of situation, Kate. I think we are not anti-protest. Our job is to preserve life and catch criminals, and that's what we're going to do. Today's process is exceptionally dangerous due to where the protesters have located themselves within the site. Our officers have been diligent in ensuring that all protesters know the risks involved, and we've been working hard to minimise the dangers this morning. Put simply, we don't want anyone to get hurt. We've been really clear with the protesters. Yeah, exactly. It's loads of worry for everyone, Kate, worldwide. People worried of being alone, people worried of bills to pay. It's the same literally everywhere. The whole world is struggling at the moment with this war going on. Everyone's financing the war. I think the prices are going through the roof. The acts of criminality on site are not legal, only illegal, but they are continuing to put themselves and our officers at real risk of harm, and that is unacceptable. These protests continue to impact the people of Essex and beyond. We've been lucky to have extra support from the specialist officers from across the country to support some of our officers continuing with their day jobs. We're continuing to work closely with our partners, including Thurrock Council and East of England Ambulance Service, and Essex County Fire Service and Rescue Service, and the local fuel companies. Your local officers in Essex remain committed to protecting and serving the people of our country, and are continuing to catch criminals, protect the vulnerable, and bring people to justice. We just got to keep methodical in whatever we do every day. Try not to worry. It's hard not to worry throughout life. Worry is the death of all of us. This is why I do this every day. Take my mind off things. I know what's in front of me, but reading it helps me focus. Gives me a focus in life. Police find teenagers lying down in the middle of the motorway, stargazing. Officers stopped on the M1 to move the pair from the central reservation. Police officers called to reports of pedestrians on the motorway found 2 teenagers laid down on a central reservation looking at the stars. Stargazing teens were a 17-year-old boy and an 18-year-old man. Both men displayed what officers described as poor attitude when they were moved from the centre of the M1 in South Yorkshire in early hours on Friday, April the 8th. This was after officers had to stop all traffic on the motorway at junction 34 at Meadowhall, near Sheffield, at around 3:30 a.m. Yeah, that's exactly that, Kate. I mean, I like to be a bereavement and support people. I do as much as I can, to support, to support people in the UK all the time. I'm like a bereavement for the elderly. South Yorkshire Police Operations Support Twitter feed said, "Were called to reports of pedestrians on the motorway. When we arrived, having stopped all traffic, we found two young males laid on a central reservation, stargated. Both removed. Poor attitudes challenge as issued with tickets. Males were aged 17 and 18. Both of the reckless astronomers were issued with fines for being on a motorway. It is, of course, against the law for pedestrians to be on motorways or slip roads except in emergency. People on Twitter were against to read about their pairs' behaviour. Richard Howe wrote, "It does make you wonder just who ties their laces for them in the morning." John P. wrote, "Unbelievable that we can think that was acceptable." Ladies and gents, it's proclamation news and Gavin. Have a good day. Hello, Kate. What are you saying? Oh, I've got a phone call. I've got to go, guys. Hang on. Hiya.
Hiya, babe, you alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, did you ring the doctors?
Yeah.
What time's the appointment?
What's the